What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's another episode of Talk That Sport. It's Jordan Jones rocking with CJ Jones. Say what's up to the people. Dang. For my listeners out there, he just took a big swig of what's that, whiskey?
Wild turkey, damn it.
Oh, some wild turkey.
That's how I feel about life right now. Fantasy life. What's up, people? Show number, I don't know. What show number is this for us?
Show number 10.
Oh, the big 1-0.
The big 1-0.
Only, I don't know how many shows we're going to get to. We should make it over-under. I don't know.
Over-under.
1,000. I think make it to 1,000.
Okay, there's 52 episodes in a year. We'll do probably about 50 or so a year. So, I mean, I can see this going at least another 2 to 3 years.
Oh, only 2 to 3. The people are only going to get 2 to 3.
You know,
don't worry. I'm starting another podcast too eventually.
It's like Key and Peele, you know? It's like Key and Peele. You can only have greatness for so long. You have to leave the people wanting more. You never want to do it for so long that people stop listening to you, you know?
You don't want to be like Brady or Breeze and just play a little bit too long and then you don't have that arm no more.
Yeah, I wish there was an example of like a guy who got a bunch of rings or did a bunch of great stuff and then retired early.
It was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but then Michael Jordan started coming back and stuff.
Yeah, he did that. Okay, so like if he had left it like right after 98, just like fuck it, I'm done.
If he had left after 93, like if he had did that,
93 wasn't enough.
But he did 3 back. But that's just like I did 3 back to back. One of the first ever.
Jordan,
and then just walk away at the height of your career.
He had 6 and 8 years. So and he took 2 years off.
Yeah.
But look, a lot of people don't like to talk. Everybody talk about it. Jordan could have won 8 in a row. Whatever. When he came back,
he probably wouldn't have won 8 in a row.
No, he
was too tired. That's why he retired.
He looked tired when he came back with the 4-5. You know what I'm saying? Everybody liked that 4-5 Jordan jersey, but 4-5, nah, that's not a good look. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There has to be somebody out there.
I'm trying to think of somebody.
I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm figuring out. They went out on top.
Like just left it all there, retired early. No, because they get greedy. You always have to come back one more.
There's that one more year. I got one.
I need one more. Yeah. See,
Elway. Now,
Elway was at the end of his career already.
He was at the end, all right. But Elway won them too. Hey, look, Jordan. If you're Elway, you have like the best rushing offense in the league.
True.
All right. You have a really good defense. You have one of the league's best tight ends. One more year, you're gonna be like, hey, look, we can 3-peat this up. And I'm like, so like Elway's like, hey, I'm done. I'm look, guys.
Because he was what? Like he was late 30s when he did that anyway. So by that measure, I could say Peyton Manning, but I'm talking about somebody at the height of it.
You know how bad Peyton looked in that Super Bowl, all right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about somebody at the pinnacle of their career, and they get their championships, all their accolades, and then just be like, at 32, 33, all right, I'm out. You don't have that. Everybody
getting
wants
their
to be
championships is the problem, right? Because like you can make a case for like Barry Sanders, and you can make a case for
Megatron.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
You can make a case for who else am I forgetting that retired early? That was like dope as fuck. You can make the same Jim Brown.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe. Okay, there we go. We're a Jim Brown or a Barry Sanders. You know.
Yeah, there we go. Jim Brown, Barry Sanders.
And we'll just go down in history as greats, and people remember us as podcast legends. You know.
Fun fact about Jim Brown. Probably the greatest running back of all time. I know people love Barry Sanders, but Jim Brown was a beast. All right. I know I never saw him playing live, but I've seen videos.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is a beast. All right. Also, the greatest lacrosse player of all time.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. He was once the number 1 football player in the nation and the number 1 lacrosse player.
Okay, CJ spitting out some fun facts for you.
Fun facts for you guys. Here we go.
So maybe we'll ride off into the sunset. We'll be like, Jim Brown, go to Hollywood, be famous. Maybe we'll be the new First Take or something. on ESPN.
I don't want that. I don't want to work for
Yeah, I see that you're too rated R for ESPN.
I can't, like, I need we're really like Sirius XM with me.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, maybe we'll get
like,
on the Sirius XM.
Sirius XM is more like, or Bill Simmons calls us for the Ringer. You never know what life has for us. Or we may win the lottery and be like, guys, we're never recording a show again.
Forget that. I'll record every week. We'll have a nice studio and we'll do our own network.
Jordan, I'm not gonna record. I'm gonna be at every game live, unless you're getting me at like games.
Yeah, we'll go to games and stuff.
Speaking of that, guys, make sure this weekend to tune into our Talk That Sport Instagram. We will be going live a couple times while we're having our first annual Jones Men, excluding Christian because he's not coming out. Golf trip.
Yeah,
we're playing golf on Saturday. I have not played golf in 4 years. I have not played a 9-hole course. We're playing 9 holes. We're not playing 18.
Yeah. Baby steps.
So I'm gonna try not to die, and I'm also gonna try to beat Jordan because there is competition. But Jordan, granted, Jordan has been practicing.
I haven't practiced in over a month, man. I'm rusty.
Sure, Jordan. Jordan's he's a member of a country club.
I am not a member of a country club. I have a driving range pass.
Membership? You have a driving range membership at a country club.
I have.
So you're a country club member.
It's a public golf course that I have access to their driving range. That's it.
Country club, guys. He's trying to make it sound like out there where he lives in Abilene. We don't have country clubs. We have public courses.
No, we do have a country club, and that country club is like 3 times what it would cost for even a membership at the public golf course.
Don't let them fool you, guys. Don't let them fool you. My brother's out here flossing. All right, he's out here like country club membership. Me and Lex are just at the course today.
Okay. Anyways, you turn the big 3-0 tomorrow. How you feeling?
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm turning 30. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Hopefully the Lord will bless me with a fantasy football victory this week. That's all I really want. That's really all I want for my birthday. I don't care about presents. I don't care about money. I just really want a fantasy football win this week. I don't even know who I'm playing this week. Let's just okay, guys. I'm not gonna rant. I thought I was gonna come here and rant, but I don't know. I don't even know who I'm playing this week. I think I'm gonna lose again. I've never started a season 0-4. I've started 0-3 before, but never 0-4. And I'm playing one of my best friends this week, and I'm gonna get killed. Never mind. Let's look at her roster. I'm going against Drew Brees, Powder Arm, Kamara, Gurley, Landry, Thielen, Diggs, Gesicki, the Minnesota defense, and Harrison fucking Butker. I'm done.
So, CJ, let's talk a little bit about what you did wrong in your draft.
I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe the first pick was flawed.
Just
taking Michael Thomas over Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Kamara. But I did not. You cannot anticipate. That's like saying you made a mistake drafting Saquon too, and Saquon gets torn ACL.
No,
because I wouldn't. I already told you I wouldn't draft Saquon too. I would draft Zeke too, right? So for me, yes, I made the mistake. I can't live off that. The second round, I could not pass up DeAndre Hopkins because I had them ranked according Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins this year in fantasy points. 1 and 2. Now, where my mistake went, Hopkins is 2. He is where he's supposed to be. Good job. Thank you, DeAndre. All right? But you know who's not holding their water? Michael Thomas, who sprained his ankle in game 1, and he is currently not ranked. So, and then my third pick, I did not like the running backs I saw there. I was looking at literally like Jordan Howard, David Johnson, Todd Gurley. So I'm looking at these. No, I'm looking at these guys, right? And I wanted them, but I had a 4th round grade on Gurley, and I had like a 5th round on Johnson. That's not a little violent. I'm not complaining about it. I'm owning my shit. But then I saw Godwin there, and I was like, well, I'm going to have a receiving core that can give me 65 to 70 points a week. Fuck it. And then I go, all right, I'm going to believe heavy in the rookies. because this is CJ's strategy always. If ask my members of my team my league, I have always been rookie heavy. I believe in those long shots. Odell's helped me get to a championship. I've had plenty of rookies help me out. Russell as a rookie helped me out. But Cam Akers, fuck you, dog. Fuck you. Antonio Gibson. Okay, we're good. Antonio Gibson's still cool. He has some fuck you moments, but he's not fuck you, dog. J.K. Dobbins. Fuck you, dog. Michael Brown. Same thing. All the running backs I picked up, except for Mike Davis, who I pray the guy stays healthy, and Chris McCaffrey, tank for Trevor Lawrence or something. I don't know. I don't know how to say. I don't want to see Chris McCaffrey the rest of the year. I want to make Mike Davis to have all the run for the rest of the year. Because Mike Davis gave him 22 points last week. But I don't know. Jordan, I don't know. I'm just going to play it by ear. Let's worry. The thing is, you're 0-3. We're not out of this thing yet. 7 wins gets you in the playoffs in our league most times. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to get a win this week. Get a W, guys. Mm-hmm. You're going to watch this incredible comeback. We're getting a W this week. We're getting a W the next week after that. Then we're going to be 2-3. And then we'll revisit and see what we got to do. All right? I may make a trade. I may not. I'm still contemplating those actions. So I stand behind my league. I stand by my draft. All right? I've done a wonderful job. And as a fantasy owner, it's not always about the draft. It's about the in-season adjustments. All right? I lost my number 1 overall pick. So I got to adjust. And I have some depth. And I may make some trades. Let's go.
So during our fantasy football episode, I said something that I really hoped everyone out there listened to. Clearly, my brother CJ chose not to. But I want to remind you all of what I said. When you go into the draft and you're looking at each position that you're drafting when you're setting up your draft board, you look at points compared to replacement.
Okay, war wins over replacement, motherfucker.
Yeah. There's a reason why it's there.
No.
Yes. Because
that's the way you build. You're like an analytical builder, right? I'm like an old school football guy.
Yeah, I dominated.
I
dominated last year.
How many league championships do you have?
I'm dominating again now.
How many league championships do you have?
I had some injuries that got in the way.
No, how many league championships do you have? I have 2. You have 1. All right.
I actually have won 2 leagues. Thank you very much, and I've been in the finals on.
No, one doesn't count. The league championship that matters the most to you. It's not the second. If that case, right, I have like 8. There's only a certain league. There's only one league that matters.
There's
only one league that makes me not want to sleep. There's only one league that makes you spend 13 minutes and 48 seconds. Fuck, I just want to drink again, Jordan.
Here's what I'm saying. So you look at it. The reason why you go running back 1 through 5 is because those running backs that you can get in the first 5 picks are going to be significantly better than the drop off anywhere after.
Oh, look, you can say that, right? You can say that.
Yeah,
I think when you
compare it,
1, 2, 3.
But here's what though.
But if you got a guy that's going to get 15 targets, Jordan,
okay, you got to let me finish, or you got to keep going?
I'm saying 15 targets and a minimum of 9. He got 9 receptions a game last year.
Okay, who'd you get in the second round?
9 points right
there.
Who'd
you get in the second round?
DeAndre flipping Hopkins.
Who'd you get in the third round?
There was no.
Once again, who'd you get in the third? Let me prove my point. Who'd you get? Who'd you get in the third?
Our league drafted differently than they normally do. You also draft.
Who did you get in the third round?
Jordan, you always draft out your league drafts.
Who'd you get in the third round? Who'd you get in the third round? Okay. Who was available?
Jordan, there's been times where I've not been able to take that shit out.
Who was available when you picked at number 4 this year in your draft? And who else? There are other running backs available.
Okay, but I'm not sold on Cook.
So you had Kamara,
Kamara,
Henry. Who else did you say?
But see, you're naming a bunch of running backs that I was not comfortable taking it for.
Yes, but all of those running backs were going to be significantly better comparison to who you got at number 1 and who you could have got in the second round of receiver. Now you would have had if you did that though, you would have been in a position now where you had them and
you're making it seem like Michael Thomas was like a Mitchell Trubisky draft pick.
But
no, I'm saying you're saying I drafted. You're saying like Michael Thomas like, oh yeah, you drafted Michael Thomas, and you could have had Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not saying it's a Mitchell draft pick.
Or are you saying like you could have had who's in the Daniel Jones? You drafted Daniel Jones, bro.
I'm just saying the receivers that you had available.
This is like me taking Saquon. No. This is like me being the Giants and taking Saquon over Darnold.
That's
what it is. That is. It's literally just like that. It's literally just like that. There was 2 good players on the board, and I took one of them.
No, the reason why it's different is because you still had a quarterback to play the game, a service quarterback to play the game. You didn't have a quarterback in this thing to stand on. So
I did.
By that comparison, you got stuck with crappy running backs. You have crappy running backs.
I got something.
You know what? I got J.K. Dobbins. I got him in like the 10th round.
I got J.K. Dobbins in like the.
You want to know my receiving core? So my receiving core and my flex options. So at receiver, I have Keenan Allen and Juju Smith-Schuster, who are both performing in the top 15 as receivers. And then at my flex position, I have James Conner, who's also performing in the top 15. And then my running backs, who I drafted in the 1st and 2nd round, which were Austin Eckler, who you gave me a lot of crap for. Oh, no, you didn't. You gave me crap for Derrick Henry, who both are actually, in the top 10 in running backs at position. And then I drafted a quarterback early on, which everybody said I shouldn't, but he's number 3 in quarterback. I drafted another I took another quarterback who's top 10. And then the only positions I didn't I devalued was defense, special teams, and tight end, which, yes, it has been in the butt a little bit, but at the same time, my team is performing highly. I scored crap ton of points last week, and I am one of the top projected in my league to.
We have breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
I am now entering trade negotiations.
Okay.
So I will be in hopes this week before Friday acquiring a running back.
Well, you need one. All right, so we talked way too much about fantasy.
Too much.
So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
What you drinking? Oh, we already said what you're drinking. Let's go ahead and bounce into. Let's do one ball too.
Man, I was supposed to have a prop for the segment, and I'm so mad I don't have it. But the feature, did you enjoy that broomstick on your ass? Sweep! I hate the Minnesota Lynx. It's probably like the only WNBA team I really hate. I love you, Lexi Brown, though. But Nafisha, my arch enemy, I was so happy. I was so happy to see Seattle sweep their ass. And it was not like a, oh, the games were close. No. Seattle tapped that ass every game. Breanna Stewart looked like an MVP. So the WNBA finals is set. They will start play on Thursday. I'm sure. I think it's Thursday. It may be Friday. But WNBA finals set. Game 5 yesterday between the Kinetic Sun and the Las Vegas Aces was one to be looked at, because I remember the first 3 weeks of the season, I was like, Connecticut does not look like a contender. They need Jonquel Jones. But dumb jokers as a 7 seed came all the way to the finals. But Las Vegas Aces are an example of taking works. All right? Being the worst team in the WNBA for 4 straight years will get you to a championship game in 5 years. So if those who don't know, they were started the San Antonio Silver Stars. Before that, previously Utah Stars, but we don't talk about that. They're San Antonio. They get Kelsey Plum with the number 1 pick. Kelsey has not been the number 1 overall draft pick that we thought she was going to be. She is a lot in the Markelle Fultz mold, except her jump shot is – she's had a better second year than She's had a better, last couple years than Markelle. But hopefully she's become a critical member of that team. Then you had them add Asia Wilson and then Jackie Young. And then they had a nice young core last year, made the playoffs. And then they were like, okay, cool. We're in this to win. No, they did not make the playoffs last year over some bullshit. Let's not talk about that. All right. So we're talking about this year. But they did miss it for bullshit last year. So then they had the team good. They got Erica Cambage last season. This team is really looking like they're building on something. And then they're like, you know what? Let's Golden State this bitch. Andrew McCoughtry, come to Las Vegas. They get McCoughtry to come over, who is one of the WNBA's most prolific scorers that we've seen. And she's a great defender, great scorer. She comes over, and literally, if she had not been there for Game 4 and Game 5, the Aces would not have been championship game. DeWanda Barner was putting up buckets. Jasmine Jones was putting up buckets. But it came down to a close game last night. They won it 66 to 63. So we set up an Aces, not Sonics, what the hell? Storm matchup in the finals. And I'm excited. This is probably one of the most exciting finals I've seen. Been intrigued in since the Sparks versus the Lynx a couple years ago when they had 3 straight years playing each other. So I'm really excited to see the MVP versus the former MVP and Breanna Stewart and Asia play each other. I don't know who I'm rooting for because I kind of don't like the Aces, but Cambage is not there this year, so I feel like I can like unguilty root for them because Cambage, like her way she got out of Dallas was kind of hurtful. But the Storm, Sue Bird, but I hate UConn Huskies. I really do. So, Sue Bird, like, she's about to go for them. They've never lost in the conference finals, and they've never lost in the finals so far. So, I kind of want to keep that streak alive. I like streaks like that. I want to let those go as long as possible, just like the Bulls. Bulls are still undefeated in the finals. They haven't been in 20 some odd years. But yeah, that's a one ball too. And then wait, let me tell you about some injustices that happened, right?
Okay.
How are you the defensive player of the year? All right. And not get selected to all defense, first or second team.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know what? The journalists are fucking bullshit. All right. I don't know why. No, the coaches did this shit. The coaches did this. Not the journalists. Sorry, journalists. I didn't mean to attack you guys. But the coaches did this. Candace Parker had one of her best seasons. She was a great rim defender. She was a great perimeter defender. Yeah, the Sparks underachieved this year, but she won Defensive Player of the Year. At least get her the second team. This has to be the first team. Hey, just get her the second team. She won Defensive Player of the Year. This is Regis. So, yeah, fuck that shit. I don't know. I'm pretty pissed off.
All right.
I'm sorry, guys. That went a little longer than I expected. So, women, ball 2. There we go. Watch WNBA this weekend, guys. Don't no excuses. You can watch it on ESPN. All the games will be ESPN or ESPN2.
There you go. Check it out. We're getting into the finals. Check it out.
Don't try to rush me out my segment.
And now we moving on to who's Jersey You Rockin.
I really don't like you. I really don't.
Nah, you good.
Who's Jersey You Rockin this week?
This week, I am actually rocking the jersey that I'm rocking this week. Dirk Nowitzki. I would turn around.
Wait, why are you rocking? He doesn't play.
Great point, CJ. But you see, on the Twitterverse, some idiot decided that they would slander the great name of Dirk Nowitzki and say that he was not one of the greatest power forwards of all time. Don't know who this person was.
Definitely top 5.
Clearly. One of the greatest players of all time, the greatest international player currently of all time. And you just are crazy to think that he is not a legend. You clearly haven't watched basketball in your life if you think that Dirk Nowitzki wasn't great. You might look at him the past 5-6 years and think that way. But if you ever watched the Dirk I watched growing up, he is one of the most respected players around the league. People love the guy. And constantly carried teams. One of the most respected for the way that he won his championship. It cannot get better than Dirk Nowitzki. He is clearly one of the best power forwards of all time. Yes, he's top 5. One of the top, 50 players, greatest players of all time. I don't know where he falls in that line, but he is one of the best. And so for those of you thinking that you can disrespect Dirk, just go watch Dirk between 03 and 010 when he was at his peak performance.
Say that again?
03 through 010. You know what I'm saying. Technically, I'm still right because it is 010.
What is it 10? 03 to 10.
03 to 10. Okay, 03 to 10. Go watch Dirk from 03 to 10 and tell me, really 03 to 11. Watch his playoff run. Watch how he played in those playoffs, and you will be reminded of how great he was. But that's whose jersey I'm rocking this week. Who you rocking?
I had a joke, but I did already slander her name the first. I was going to say I'm rocking Nafisa Collier jersey because she got her ass swept out the playoffs, but I'm not. But I want to remind you, Nafisa, you got swept. I'm sorry, I just really don't like her. I don't know why. Just don't ask me. Don't ask me these questions. Just something about her. But I am rocking Bam Adebayo. All right, that boy's a grown man. He's a grown man.
Big in that closeout game.
And we're gonna talk about this in later on in the show, but like that is a dog, man. He is like Brad Stevens is like, you know what? We're gonna make Bam beat us, and Bam's like, bet. But I feel like that's this whole Miami team swag. It can be like, yo, we're gonna take Jimmy away, we're gonna take Bam away, we're gonna make Tyler Hero beat us. Tyler Hero's gonna be like, all right. I'm a bucket. Let's do this. And then you can say him with Duncan Robinson. Like, we're just going to make Duncan Robinson hit threes in the corner. And he's going to score 54 points shooting threes. So it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So, like, Bam. Like, dude, Bam was a baller this week. Not even – this is baller of the series. So, like, this is mostly like from game 3 to game 6. Like, I was a big Bam fan. Even though game 5 was kind of pathetic. Game 6 – he took that to heart. I like players that like see something like that, see that they had a bad effort, and they come out that game with a vengeance. And he made a point to like make sure he was the best player on the court that day. Mm-hmm. So that's whose jersey I'm rocking. I had somebody else picked out this week, but I just don't know who it was.
Yeah, so I know we were going to roll into football, but bringing up the Celtics, I have to pose this question because we saw what just happened to Doc Rivers over the weekend.
No.
Of course, he was asked to.
I already know what to say. No.
What was I going to say?
All right, should you fire Brad Stevens? No.
It's a worthy question. They can't get over the hump. They have the talent there on the team. They've been one of the most talented teams.
Do they?
Yes, they do. You're talking about a team that had Kemba Walker, who is one of the better point guards in the league, probably the best point guard in the East right now. And you have Jason Tatum, who's one of the best budding stars under 25 in the league. I would say he's probably on the list, maybe 3 or 4 out of the top 10. You have Jaylen Brown, who is one of the best two-way players in the NBA right now. You have Marcus Smart, who is one of the most versatile guards you can have in the league and one of the better defenders in the NBA. You have Gordon Hayward, who comes off your bench right now, who I know was battling injuries because he came back from a gruesome injuries. But yes, I did utter Gordon Hayward because I still believe in the little boy from Butler, and the boy can still ball out.
Let's not get me started.
The point is, and right before that, you're talking about last year with a team that had Al Horford. They had Kyrie Irving, and I think Kyrie Irving was a cancer to that locker room. But even before then, when you go back to the Isaiah Thomas days, like he's done a great job, and he can coach them in to get in the regular season. When they get to the playoffs, they cannot get over the hump. Last year, they were the favorites to come out of the East. Did not do it. This year again, favorites to come out of the East. Did not do it.
I don't think they were favorites last year.
Yes, they were.
I think Philadelphia was the favorites last year. I'll look it up.
It was Philadelphia and Celtics. It was
like 4 teams that you could have.
Yeah, but the Celtics were kind of like
they were the favorites this year.
Yes, they were.
They were a 3 seed, 2 seed.
No, I'm talking about like preseason favorites, like before you go into the season.
I think they were a favorite this year.
I think that they were.
I think
who else was a really dominating factor that you thought was going to come out of the East? Nobody really thought that Philly was a legit threat.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
I was like, wait, they weren't the favorite. It was another team. There's another team out there. I was like, wait, what are you talking about, Jordan?
But they were one of the favorites. Like they were right there with
them. They were a team that we thought can make some noise. There's a team that we thought. Okay, so are you done with your argument?
I mean, yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
All right. I don't think Brad Stevens is the guy who should lose his job. You know, I think the person who should lose his job is Danny fucking Ainge.
Why?
No, because he's been living on like past glory. He's been living on the OA championship for a long.
No.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Greatest trade of all time.
No,
dude,
let me finish.
Basically finessed the Nets into giving them all of their first round picks that brought in the guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, what are you talking about?
I get that. And look, I commend him. He raped the team in a trade. All right, I know that the Nets are stupid. All right, we all know that. That's not the point. There's things that happen. There's many things that happen after that. I think it starts going downhill after he trades for Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is great for that team, right? He trades Isaiah Thomas away, right? But he brings in Kawhi Leonard
and Kyrie Irving.
What did I say? Kawhi Leonard? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. Time out. No, this I was about to get to a Kawhi point. He could have traded for Kawhi. And Kawhi, they could have got Kawhi to stay in Boston. I believe Kawhi's a Boston type of a ball player that could have been there. He could have been there great. But they didn't want to trade. He has so many toys, so many assets that he doesn't want to get rid of.
He had to trade Jason Tatum.
For Kawhi Leonard.
Yes. You're talking about trading 3 years for
you keep Marcus Smart. You give up one draft pick. And the draft pick ended up being the pick number 14. So Jordan, Jason Tatum, do you think Jason Tatum is going to have a Kawhi Leonard ceiling?
I
don't think he's a player. No, Kawhi Leonard is a better two-way player than Jason Tatum. Even though Jason Tatum is probably a better offensive player, but Kawhi Leonard gets to the line, he rebounds, he defends, right? Yeah, there's injury concerns. There's something like that. He was an unknown.
He doesn't play a full season.
You could also traded Jaylen Brown and kept Jason Tatum year 4 and got
No, you couldn't.
No. You could have. No, because Indiana, before he went to Oklahoma City, Indiana was looking and calling for Boston to trade for him, and they wanted Jaylen Brown and they wanted 2 first-round picks, right? But you keep Jason Tatum. He's like a guy with too many toys, and he turns these toys into he pays Al Horford $100 million, which was decent. But we seen what Al Horford did after he broke down, all right? Then he goes and signs Gordon Hayward, Gordon Hayward. I'm not even gonna say great ball player in fucking Utah. He's an all right NBA player. Yeah, you're gonna score 25 points a game when you're taking when you're the star player of a team. All right. We go to Boston where you're not the best. He's the
he was the leader of that team at that point. Yeah, before he broke his ankle. Right? Yeah.
But he was going into that year, he was the third best player on the team.
No, he wasn't.
That was 18?
No, he was there in 16. I want to say Gordon Hayward moved.
After the year after the LeBron sweep. It was when the year.
Continue making your point. I'll look it up and confirm.
Okay, you go get Gordon Hayward, who is I don't think he's a when you at that point when you have that young core, right? This is something that teams do. When you have a young core, either you trade a piece of them to get the other big piece to bring them in, or you bring in the big piece, like the Clippers with Kawhi. We have this good young core, and we're gonna bring in Kawhi. Now the Clippers trade away somebody, or you're I'm trying to think of the last team to do it. No, you're like Miami. We have a good core group of young players, and then you bring in Jimmy Butler. It's almost like what Philadelphia did. We have a good group of young core players, and we bring in a superstar, and Jimmy Butler twice, Lord Jesus. Or you're like Brooklyn. We're gonna bring in superstars into these situations.
Yeah,
Gordon Hayward, you give him he's a max player for NBA standards, but he's not a max player that's gonna put you over the hump. They gave Al Horford all that money. He's not a max player to get you over the hump. So I get what you're saying about Gordon Hayward. I get that he was, but dude, he's overrated. I mean, I can't. I can't get on that bandwagon. All right, I can't.
He was the best. He was coming into that 2017 season, before the trade for Kyrie Irving. He was going to be the best player on that team. After Kyrie got there, because that was Tatum. That was his rookie year. We didn't know what Tatum was going to be yet.
Okay,
but here's what I'm saying though. So
a team that Gordon Hayward is the best player on is not a championship team.
Okay, but I said before Kyrie got there, Kyrie was brought there to be the star.
Gordon Hayward's on. Kyrie Irving leads is not a best team.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. So here. Let me tell you the makeup of that 2017 team that you're crapping on and saying he should have traded away some of these people. So before he traded Kyrie Irving, or before he traded to get Kyrie Irving, which he did give up a pick to get Kyrie Irving, he had the starting lineup for that team for the 2017 season was going to be Isaiah Thomas, Jaylen Brown. It was going to be Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, and whoever they wanted to play at center. That is one of the most competitive teams because then on your bench you had Marcus Smart, you had Jason Tatum, you had all those, like they were primed to go and do some damage. Then you go out and get Kyrie Irving to go in and be your number one guy there because you said, like you were saying, Gordon Hayward isn't that number one guy. So they went and got one.
But they brought Gordon Hayward in to be the number one guy. Like they were like, oh,
did they really?
Okay, let's say, like Gordon Hayward's small forward.
Yeah.
How many small forwards you can pick in the NBA before you get to Gordon Hayward? 12? 13?
But you have to 13? You have to look at that season. No. What he was doing.
I'm looking at that season. How many small forwards do I pick before I get to Gordon Hayward?
In 2017? Man, I don't know.
2017, you have Bron, you have Kawhi, you have Paul George, you have the list.
2017 you didn't have really Kawhi.
You have Kevin Durant. Jordan, he's not even top 10 at that point.
Dude, I'm saying if you go out and get him as your number 2 guy on your team, that's a really great pickup. Because dude, I was averaging 22 points a game the season before. That's what you want out of your number 2 guy.
You want to fire Brad Stevens. I don't.
I want to fire Brad Stevens because he has the talent on the team to be successful. Yeah. You're acting like he got some crappy team that he inherited that he's carrying to the finals. He did inherit a crappy
team that he made good.
He didn't make the team good. I'll give him Isaiah Thomas. I'll give him that. But
no. He had the teams before Isaiah Thomas. He had the teams that were playing the Bulls. He had the team to beat the Bulls in the first round. He had them Marcus Smart starter teams. All right. And then there's been some questionable draft choices by now he has drafted Jaylen Brown. He has drafted Jason Tatum, but he also drafted Marcus Smart at 6. He also has wasted draft picks. He's also missed out on great players, especially Giannis. Just so you know that he missed out on Giannis too.
Like half the league missed out on Giannis. That's not
14 teams missed on Giannis. Includes our Mavericks. Our Dallas Mavericks missed on Giannis.
They had that pick. Yeah.
No, they missed on Giannis twice. I know. Just letting that be out there. Letting that be out there for people.
Yeah. Twice. The only thing I'll give Danny Ainge and where he should deserve some of the heat is he had the opportunities to trade away some of those picks to get some star help, and he didn't.
He held on to assets.
But and even though he held on to those assets, he was still able to go out and get quality guys to go in and perform for that team. Like he went out and got guys like Terry Rozier. Like look at what he did for them. Like when he came in and was their backup point guard.
Scary Terry had 1 series.
Scary Terry helped your team get to the conference finals and took LeBron to 7 games.
No, he didn't take LeBron to 7 games because he got him to that second round series, right? Then he played he started playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Terry Rozier started to disappear in the background a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot. The point is, you get all those guys. He's been actively getting help on that team.
All right, I'm gonna ask you the question.
At some point, your coach has to step up and coach
the team to greatness. Question, right? That you asked me when I was talking about firing Doc. Who the fuck you gonna replace him with?
Doc Rivers.
Bring Doc Rivers back. So you're replacing a coach who you say has shortcomings in postseason with a coach who has shortcomings.
So here's my thing. I brought up the suggestion that should the Clippers fire Doc Rivers. I didn't, but I was still saying that they probably shouldn't fire him unless they had somebody in mind that they were going to bring in.
It's Ty Lue. Ty Lue will be.
I don't like that. I don't get the fascination with Ty Lue. No, he had LeBron James. LeBron James carries anybody to the finals.
No. But now he has Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and Kawhi Leonard doesn't carry coaches to the finals. He doesn't. Well, Nick Nurse clearly was a great coach because Nick Nurse still took his team to the second round of the playoffs, and they lost one of the best players in the league, top 4 player in the league, and still made it just as far as Kawhi Leonard. Technically, they made it further because they made it to this game 7, and Kawhi Leonard only made it to I guess they both went to game 7, but even still, like they made it to the same spot without Kawhi Leonard. So my point is, yeah. And then you're talking about Kawhi Leonard play with
the game winner. Who hit the game winner in the second round series against Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's true. But also, yeah. But who did Kawhi have as a head coach in San Antonio?
Who did Kawhi lock up in the conference?
San Antonio had San Antonio. Greg Popovich was Kawhi Leonard's head coach. Then Nick Nurse, which we're seeing that Nick Nurse knows what he's doing as a coach. He's not incompetent. He's a good quality head coach. And then Doc Rivers, who also has been to the second round and been to a finals and all that stuff. Doc Rivers is no scrub as a head coach. He's not carrying anybody. LeBron James took guys like David freaking Blatt. You remember him?
No,
he's not coaching in the NBA anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you remember him? He took Mike Brown. He took Mike Brown. Yeah.
Mike Brown
in those scrubs. Do not compare LeBron James.
Let me tell you Mike Brown's strategy. All right, that Mike Brown also tried to do in LA. Mike Brown's offensive strategy was, hey guys, here's LeBron. Get LeBron the ball. LeBron, you score. That was Mike Brown's offensive philosophy. And that's why I can't give Bron too much flack for the Mike Brown years, because Mike Brown was horrible at creating offensive structure.
He was there to coach a bad team. He got lucky that LeBron James was the number one overall.
I think we're past the days LeBron's going to get you 60 wins. But like LeBron from like 07 was his first MVP year to like 2015 was like you're going to get 60 wins. Like he's going to get you 60.
Yeah, but now he saves his energy for the playoffs. Now you have LeBron James and you're going to the finals.
But now, but LeBron James is still any team. You put LeBron James on any team in the league. No matter 55 wins. 55 wins.
And you're going to the playoffs.
Like you can put him in the finals. Knicks. The Knicks. Wait, who's the worst team? Let's who's the worst team in the league right now.
I would probably say the Knicks. They're pretty bad.
You put them Knicks, they win 55.
Yeah.
You put them on Sacramento, they win 55.
And they go to the finals out of the
They go to the finals. Outright. They just get like LeBron.
RJ Barrett has a career year. It's like Dennis Smith Jr. somehow does that.
This is a good transition. This is one something I want to talk about.
Okay.
When we came to like LeBron James' bad luck in the finals. All right. I love Bron. I'm a Bron guy. I meant to put the Lakers jersey on today, but I put the Romo jersey on.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it shitty when Bron gets to these finals, right? We're like, okay, this is the year Bron does it, all right? Bron's going to win one for LA. He's winning one for Kobe. And then the team that gets to the finals is a team best suited to beat him. This happened in Golden State. The first year when he gets there, the King has arrived. Cleveland's getting their first championship. And he gets to one of the best motion offense teams, and two of the best shooters of all time. Not saying that Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson are the best shooters of all time, but that Miami team are some dogs, and they have something different. And they're a team full of under. You had a 13 pick in Bam Adebayo. You had a 13 pick in Tyler Hero. You have a 31st pick in Jimmy Butler. You have an undrafted Duncan Robinson. You have a 13 pick Kelly Olynyk. You have Jay Crowder, who was a Maverick favorite, right? That was picked in the second round. You have tons of guys with people with something to prove, with chips on their shoulders. You have a coach whose legacy is built on, LeBron, like you have not been shit since LeBron left. Like LeBron made you a championship winning coach. So you have that. And you have Pat fucking Riley, who wants to give the work to the Lakers and will motivate that team. And I'm like, Bron, like that. He has a team, but he doesn't have a squad. Like I feel like Miami has a squad. I'm still picking the Lakers in 6, but it wouldn't surprise me if Lakers lost in 7 or even lost in 6. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still picking the Lakers in 6. But like I as watching them dismantle the two, like it's not like they like breezed through like they made it easy to the finals. But they made a light jog to the finals. They sweep Indiana. But Indiana was not Indiana. We knew that. They were dealing with some injuries. Sabonis was hurt. They dismantled the Bucks. Even though Giannis got hurt in game 3. But Giannis didn't look that good in game 1 or 2.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah, right? And the thing they're good at is like, we're going to make your best player irrelevant. They did the same thing with Jason Tatum. Like, they weren't worried about Jaylen Brown. They weren't worried about Gordon Hayward. They weren't worried about Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker couldn't shoot at this point in time, so they really wasn't worried about him. They were like, oh, yeah, we're going to just take away Jason Tatum and make everybody else beat us. With the Lakers, the best player they're taking away is not LeBron James. It's going to be Anthony Davis. And they're going to try to make LeBron beat them. And there's so many things. Like, I can't doubt LeBron's greatness. But at 36, can Bron go get you 4 wins? 3? I'm scared. I'm scared, damn it. I'm scared for Bron. His legacy.
Here's what I got to say. So first, I'm going to go ahead and address that Golden State comment you made earlier. LeBron James was playing without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He was playing with a team of scrubs and took them to six.
Yeah, he won 2 out of
He would have won that series if he had one of those. If he had one of those guys, he would have won that series. Golden State was not ready to win
but it didn't happen that way. I can't live in that revisionist history. If Kyrie, why'd you call it Kyrie Kawhi today?
I don't know, man.
Okay. If Kyrie had played or Kevin Love had played, I can't live in that.
I know it's a what if. It's a what if, but it's clearly like that's something you have to consider. Just like
my bad. LeBron wins first title, and then he wins his first title, and then Golden State gets better.
It's the next year is like they started
and he should. And like to be honest, shouldn't really won that one. But
and that you can argue. Draymond gets suspended. Things happen. They come back to 3-1. But here's the thing. Like so, and I always say you have to look at LeBron's finals appearances and his losses with a grain of salt, because in 2007 he had no shot.
Yeah,
LeBron was
made this argument a bunch of times.
He was peaking as one of the greatest players in the NBA at that point, but he had literally no one on that roster that can help him out. Like guys like Eric Snow were playing on that team. Like this is not a good team.
Boobie Gibson was a starting point guard.
Yeah, Boobie Gibson. You had the Big Z. Well, I don't know if that's his nickname or not.
Big Z.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was not a good team at all.
Verja wasn't on the team.
Verja was on that team. Yeah. It was bad. Like it was not a good team around him. Yeah. LeBron James carried that team to the finals, and he did that a ton of times with Cleveland. When you really want to criticize LeBron for a championship that he should have won that he didn't, is Dallas. It's Dallas. But I argue that it was a situation where you're playing against Dirk and Whiskey. Here's can I finish my point? Go. What I'm saying is you have two greats, Dirk Nowitzki and LeBron James, going against each other, and I guess Dwayne Wade. But I put Dwayne Wade considerably lower on that list compared to those two. When you're a great, all-time great, and this is what I say when I compare LeBron James to guys like to some of the other NBA guys that people try and compare him to, you have another gear that you can take it to that no one else can. Mm-hmm. And when you take it to that level, there is no stopping you. Dirk Nowitzki flipped on that gear going into that playoff run, and nobody could stop him. Uh-huh. He was ready to win a championship. LeBron James, I don't think he found that gear yet at that point in his career. I don't think that he had quite found it yet. And so
the next year he did.
The next year he did. Yeah, the next year he realized that was one he couldn't win, and that's what he came there to do, and he found that switch. But he didn't have it yet. And I think sometimes it takes losing in the finals to get that gear, because you look at Dirk in the 2007 or 2006 when they lost. Uh-huh. That's where he found it. Like that's where he found his.
I don't think Dirk found his until he lost to Golden State. Oh no, I think Dirk had
that was the next year though. He had a lot of losses.
He had Golden State. He had the New Orleans debacle. I mean, Dirk had a lot of losing to do.
Yeah, but people don't. I try and remind people of the teams that Dirk played going into that finals. He played the Portland Trailblazers with the young Damian Lillard and then LaMarcus Aldridge, a loaded team. Dame was on that team.
No, it was B. Roy.
Dame too. Dame was young. Dame's been in the league for 10 years. That was like his rookie year or something.
Yeah, but also we played a team. We played. No, Miller was the point guard. It was Miller, Roy, no Little on the team. It was Miller, Roy.
Okay, next year.
Yeah. It was
okay.
Miller, Roy,
Okay.
Floyd. It was He played a bunch of point guards.
But still, he played like you said, Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge. That was a really good
Roy on his last knee cartilage.
And they were still really good. But then you talk about the Lakers going after a three-peat. You had the young OKC team with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and a James Harden off the bench. You're talking about then they had to go and play the freaking Heat in the finals. So Dirk had preparation to get there. And I say all this to say, like there are some circumstances that LeBron went through, and I think that now in this position and where he is in his career, I don't think that him playing a team that may be best suited to beat him, because it will stop him. Because even though they are a very talented team and they are very good from up to down and they have guys with chips on their shoulder, like you said, they have to stop somebody, right? They identify somebody and that's who they shut down. And I think Anthony Davis is going to struggle in the finals.
Yeah,
I want to point you back to the closeout game this past weekend and the numbers that LeBron James put up. He had 30 point triple double. You look at their first series against Portland and their second series against the Rockets. They lost in that first game. LeBron kind of took a back seat. He kind of let everybody else get a feel for the game and everything. From there, he took over. Not saying that he went out and scored 30 points a game. That's not how he likes to play at all. You know that. He likes to be a facilitator. He likes to get other people involved because he knows that's how he wins. But if LeBron James needs to go out there and have a 40-point triple-double every night this series to win the series, he will do it. And guess what? It will be okay because he has people that are battle-tested around him. He has Rajon Rondo, who's been here, who has a bunch of playoff experience and has won a championship. He knows what he's doing. He can help support the team when LeBron gets out. You have guys like Danny Green, who's been there, played for some of the greatest coaches that we have in the NBA, and he can go out there and perform at a high level in the finals. He has guys like Dwight Howard, who's been around the league, who's been in the playoffs, who's been to a finals before. Dwight Howard has a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to need to come up big this series to go against Bam Adebayo. And then you have other guys that may not have as much playoff experience, but they've been well tested around the league, and they are going to be well equipped to go into the finals and do well. LeBron James isn't playing with the old rosters that he's went into. Like, I would argue that this is one of the most well-rounded teams that LeBron has ever played with. LeBron doesn't have to be the number one guy.
It's the best roster he's ever played with.
Exactly.
Going to the finals, best final roster yet.
And look how good he's been in the finals.
The reason it's the best roster because I still think LeBron's the best player in the NBA.
He is.
I can't say about that, but is it crazy for me to say I think LeBron's the best player in the NBA, but not the best player on his own team? Is that weird?
Yeah,
I think AD is such. I think the way the Lakers offense has to go is like LeBron has said a million times, and AD has been, and I think it's kind of LeBron kind of like doing that old man. Fucking with AD's brain a little bit, like, bro, like, we're going as far as you can go, bro. He's trying to like empower AD, but Brian's like, nah, dude, like, I am this dude, and I'm going to make you look really good. All right, I just need you to make your shots.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying because AD needs to be the guy. AD should be the guy averaging 25 plus a game.
I almost averaged 15 to 20 points this series.
Danny Green?
No, Dwight Howard.
You think so?
Because okay, so if you're Eric Spoelstra, right? Do you put Bam on? Because they're gonna start with JaVale and Dwight, the center rotation, right? And then you're gonna have.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I would do the rotate. I would have the rotation. I stay big. I don't want to go small. Yeah, I want to go small. Make me go small. No. They're better than you small.
No, but here's why. So you have shooters on that team, and you want to create.
Okay, my bad. Who's your small lineup? So
I'm going with I'm starting with Rajon Rondo in the starting lineup. I'm moving him into the starting lineup.
I won't Rajon in the starting lineup anyway.
Okay, so I would want Rajon in your starting lineup. LeBron, of course. LeBron's going to be the point guard, but you have Rajon there to help facilitate. You have then I'm having Danny Green, of course, and then I'm doing Kyle Kuzma in the starting lineup, and then I'm bringing in AD at center, and I'm making them decide how they're going to play you.
No, like see me because like they're like I'm not really a fan of that lineup because then they don't have to counter. They can just run their normal starting lineup. They don't have to counter anything. Like they still run. It'll still be Butler. It'll still be Grogic, Butler, Adebayo, Crowder. Who am I missing in that set? Is it Robinson? I'm missing.
Yeah, Robinson's
been playing 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, you're talking about you have Crowder and
Kuz. Wash, right? Wash. Crowder's a great defensive player. Kuz is all right. And then you have that next lineup, right?
No. Here's why I said that. So who do you put on LeBron James now? Like who do you put on LeBron and who do you put on AD? So you put Jimmy Butler on LeBron.
I put Bam on AD. I put Crowder on Kuzma. I put Butler on James. I let the point guard situation figure itself. I mean, I let the Rondo situation because I'm not scared of Rondo. If I'm Eric Spoelstra, I'm not scared of Rondo. Like I'm gonna make the player. Like remember I said Miami Heat makes teams beat them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck it. If he's gonna shoot threes, he's going to make all of them right to beat us because we're gonna play lockdown. We're gonna lock up because in that lineup you play into what Miami does well. You have Bam Adebayo, one of the best post and perimeter defenders in the NBA. Bam is a future defensive player of the year. All right, he can guard on the perimeter, which AD can play on, and he guard the post. All right, and AD can play the post too. So you nullify your AD. JB is a dog. He's still a good defender. Bron can overcome a good defender, right? But he's gonna make Bron work for every possession. And that's how teams win. That's how Andre Iguodala was so good. Oh my bad. Andre Iguodala is gonna be your small lineup. You got to put him in your small lineup. Not Duncan Robinson. Andre Iguodala is your small lineup, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the championships where LeBron like looked tired when he got to game 5 and game 6, you look at those series like when Kawhi was guarding him in 14, when Andre was guarding him in all the finals, right? And we played him. Speaking of that, Andre Iguodala, 6 straight finals. That's crazy. That's crazy to think. 6 straight finals.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Never thought those words would come out of my mouth. No. But so like with that lineup, I feel like you wear them out. The reason I say I would play big, right? Because your advantage as being a Lakers, like we have 3 7-footers. All right. That play good defense. Like all 3 of them play good defense. May not play great perimeter defense.
Yeah.
But they're good rim protectors and they're good pick and roll players, right? Dwight's the best pick and roll player. All right. That's going to be an advantage for you. Yeah. So if you put Dwight on the court, okay, speaking of, we got a minute. I'm going to make this point and wrapping up. Yeah. All right. If you put Dwight on the court, right? You put Bam on, make Eric Spoelstra make a decision, put Bam on Dwight or AD. If not, you got to put Crowder on somebody or you got to put Andre Iguodala on somebody. Then it opens up the offensive flow for things. But, guys, watch the NBA Finals tonight, all right? Go vote. All right, here we go. We're doing outro. We're doing something different this week. We have one of the best engineers in the game, in Aaron Bird. We love Aaron so much. She makes our podcast go out fast, and she makes it sound wonderful each day. So we want to make sure to show our engineers some love. And if you're thinking about starting a podcast or you have a podcast and you're like, man, I like mixing it, but it's taking so much of my time away, reach out to Erin. Let her talk to her about becoming her engineer. She has worked for a couple shows. We were referred to her by another show. Shout out to Sports Life Talk. We want to make sure to share love. Like, Erin's great. She's the best in the industry. And I know I'm going over here, but I'm giving you some love. So
she gets it back in 24 hours.
I went to bed. She gets it back in 24 hours. I want to make sure I get her Instagram right because that's why I went to my phone earlier and I don't remember what I was on here for. I was trying to remember it, and it was to find her Instagram to make sure. If you need, why is she not popping up the first? Oh, because I spelled her name wrong. There it goes. my bad. Aaron Bird 22 on Instagram. Go reach out to her, say, hey, I'm starting a podcast or have a podcast. I'm looking to do something different. I need you to make me sound good. She's going to do it. But here we go. We're about to go out. Well, I'm about to shout out only music. Oh, you about to say something else? Go.
Yeah, I have one thing.
I'm about to do my rest of my outro.
We had our first presidential debate last week. There's 3 more. I cannot stress enough how important it is to get out there and vote, not just for the president of the United States. You have Senate people that are on the ballot. You have congressmen that you need to vote for. You have local representatives, judges. You have your city council, constables, sheriffs, your city council, your mayor. Our mayor is up for a re-election right now here in Abilene. Go out, do your research. I spent time today researching politicians to see which one best represents the ideals and principles that I want to have in the person representing me. I think your vote matters, but it only matters if you get out there and vote. So please take time to go vote. For election is on November 3rd. Their early ballot dates. Check your district to see. Last day to register is October 5th. That's 3-4 days away.
That's next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday. Next Monday. Please go do it. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
All right. We're doing it. We're over. Aaron's gonna start. All right, go. Look, early voting in DFW is October 13th. Me and my wife will be casting our vote October 13th. You don't have to worry about the long lines if you vote early. You can vote from October 13th to October 30th. All right, in DFW, find your polling places. Make sure you're there. Make sure you vote. If you're not doing anything, you're off that day. Volunteer to work at a polling station. A lot of these polling stations are run by our elderly. Our grandmother is a poller in Mississippi. Go out there, help us every district. And if you are inspired and it's time for change, remember, you do not have to have a college degree to run for city council. You don't have to run a college degree to run for mayor. If you don't like the way things are going in your area, be the change. I don't care if you're voting Republican. I don't care if you're voting Democrat. I don't care if you're waiting for JoJo Jordan as a libertarian. Just vote, damn it. All right?
Yes.
Shout out to Only Music for playing for our outro music, intro and outro music. Shout out to Aaron Burr for making it sound good. We're sorry over. 2 minutes over. Jordan, do the thing. What?